Fake good one here, and eventually we will like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I cover cancel culture, a lot of the insane identity politics and stuff that are injected into the entertainment industry, the cancer that is Twitter and cancel culture. I also talk about movies and TV shows and do reviews and stuff like that. I have multiple channels, a gaming channel and a review channel. Those are just for that stuff. And this type of stuff I cover all the movie industry mostly, in Hollywood and cancel culture and all that stuff in relation to it. So Kindergarten Cop has been pegged as pro-police propaganda as screening is canceled. That is absolutely ridiculous. Kindergarten Cop is a timeless, wholesome film, a classic. It is a classic. It is such an awesome movie. I kid you not. If you haven't seen it, it's been aged, so you may not take a shine to it or whatever, but I think it's an absolutely hilarious movie, and it still stands today that it is good. It's full of all kinds of funny lines and moments. Yeah. And it teaches kids about stranger danger and all that stuff. It is a harmless film. It's not racist. It's not Copaganda or this nonsense that they're calling it. And they're trying to hold it up next to films like Gone with the Wind, which wasn't even it accurately depicted the time it was in, and this film doesn't actually have anything that's Copaganda or whatever you want to call it. I mean, what the hell do you consider Copaganda? Anything that shows a cop in a positive light. This also shows a cop in a negative light. I mean, Kindergarten Cop, it's a good movie, though. It's a strong movie, and this is just some anti-American crap right here to go on in a rant, talk about censoring movies and stuff. What are we, China now? Get the hell out of here, man. So, and this article is so woke nonsense, talking about, as Trump sends his stormtroopers in to terrorize peaceful protesters in Portland. Portland has been a garbage fest for a long time, and some of the protests may be peaceful, but a lot of the stuff they're doing out there is not. Why this article wants to paint it in some false light, some false narrative. So, as the film and television industry grapples with its role in recklessly pushing propaganda, a stupid word made up by stupid woke people that are broken in the head, movie lovers in Portland, Oregon are taking matters into their own hands. Ooh, after the Northwest Film Center, a local organization, planned to open a drive-in movie series with the 1990 comedy Kindergarten Cop, a film that was made in Oregon and is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. Locals voiced outrage over the choice as anti-police brutality protests continue all across the nation. Portland, and you want to talk about police brutality and stuff, there's more harm being done by the protests, the so-called peaceful protests that are resulting in deaths and injuries and stuff, not stemming just from police. A lot of them, and I guarantee a lot more of them, are stemming from the crowd that's supposedly peacefully protesting. You can find videos and clips everywhere of the actions these people are taking and the stuff they're doing. So Portland in particular has been a hotbed of unrest, with President Donald Trump sending in militarized federal forces to beat and brutally tear gas protesters. That is such a misleading narrative. I've seen these people. I've seen clips, certain clips, not everything that's out there, but I've seen a lot of this stuff, and it's gone down pretty peacefully, and I've seen these guys try to be really peaceful. So now the series organizers have tuned in to the outrage, changing the opening film from Kindergarten Cop to the documentary John Lewis Good Trouble in honor of the late congressman. And I'm not familiar with John Lewis Good Trouble, but what I am familiar with is Kindergarten Cop, and I can tell you that it is a good movie. It is awesome. Maybe it's a little bit outdated and stuff, and if you're younger, you may not like it, But I still think it's an awesome, hilarious movie. Uh, and it really teaches kids to be safe, which Hollywood, if you've been hearing about Hollywood and all the stuff in relation to children, all the awful stuff, uh, yeah, it certainly fits the left leaning narrative that they don't want kids to be safe. Anyways, the outrage over the film choice apparently began when Portland author Lois Levine, maybe that's how you pronounce it, criticized NWFC, tweeting that now is a weird time to revive Kindergarten Cop, according to the local outlet William at Week. In a letter sent to William at Levine, outlined her argument further. It's true, Kindergarten Cop is only a movie, so are Birth of a Nation and Gone with the Wind. How can you even compare it to those two films, really, honestly? There is no comparisons to draw there. But we recognize films like those are not good family fun. She wrote, they're relics of how pop culture feeds racist assumptions. What are you talking about? You're insane. So, because despite what the movie shows, she continued, in reality, schools don't transform cops. Cops transform schools, and in an extremely detrimental way. This sounds so stupid. That's her argument to have Kindergarten Cop pulled. That's stupid. Kindergarten Cop's an awesome movie. Watch Kindergarten Cop. Everybody give this person the finger by watching Kindergarten Cop. So, a spokesperson for NWFC told the outlet they decided to make the change not only because of Levine's remarks, but also because of dozens of others, including black community members, who asked us to consider opening the drive-in with a different movie. In a statement to the William and Levine pushed back against the organization, criticizing them for their insensitivity and lackluster response. I've been a Silver Screen member for years and an NWFC Patreon even longer, and I know how seldom their screenings attract substantial members of BIPOC, another stupid term invented by leftists, so we can categorize everything and frame it in an actual racist light. BIPOC audience member, she wrote in an email, when a white dominant institution cannot honestly admit their error in insensitivity, it does not suggest they will avoid similar errors and insensitivities in the future. This is so stupid. So you think just because you've been a customer for this business for years, that the business has to bend their will and change their entire way of doing things for the sake of you? They have to change what movie they want to show for the sake of a customer. It's their business. Yes, they can cater to customers if they want to, but ultimately it's their business. It's their choice. And it's not like it's poor customer service or something. This is just a ridiculous, stupid argument. And Kindergarten Cop is not some movie that is racist or anything like that. Kindergarten Cop is a PG-13 action comedy that stars Arnold Schwarzenegger as an undercover detective who works at a school in order to catch a drug kingpin. And as William Adweek points out, it also ends with, spoiler, Schwarzenegger's character quitting the force to become a teacher. Still, despite how silly some might find this entire ordeal, cancel culture going too far, and it says blah blah blah. It does seem like pretty bad optics to make a cop movie the opening night film for a series in Portland, of all places right now, of all times. Right? Well, now, even with the 30th anniversary tie-in and the film's connection to Oregon's history, that right there are the reasons. It's not strange, okay? And frankly, I would probably play it just to make you all shut the fuck up. Kindergarten Cop, of all movies, is set to become the latest martyr or villain in the never-ending discourse surrounding cancel culture. Anyway, the point here is that John Lewis Good Trouble is a really beautiful documentary, and everyone should watch it instead. That's the point. Everyone should watch some documentary instead. That's the point of this. Everyone should watch John Lewis's Good Troubles documentary instead of some awesome, wholesome, classic, timeless family film starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, a movie with a narrative about keeping kids safe and proper discipline and being there for them and being parents. It has all kinds of it tackles all kinds of things that are pretty positive, and it's not like it paints some cops in some pure perfect light. No, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character in the movie has lots of flaws and problems, and it's not like it's making cops look like pure gold or pure angels or some kind of just 100% saints or whatever. It does show that people can change and that things can change. And this is just stupid. You want to cancel everything and censor stuff, and you want to censor stuff like this is China, some communist country, or something like that. By all means, that isn't that what BLM stands for anyway? They're a Marxist group, and all this stuff is just to divide Americans on all this stupid narrative. And politicians know what the hell they're doing with this. They know what they're doing. This is all a bunch of garbage, distraction, and Black Lives Matter. The name itself is a distraction from the actual agenda, and it's to make it where you can't complain or anything without being called a racist. And that's the way that a lot of things have been within the film industry and society, like over on Twitter and stuff. On Twitter or Hollywood, you try to complain about something. For instance, if you don't like a movie like the Star Wars, oh, you're suddenly a racist, sexist man baby. It has nothing to do with the movie being at fault for any kind of poor storytelling. No. And that's that. The Black Lives Matter name, it's specifically that, so you can't call it out without them without them calling you a racist or whatever. And cancel culture is just foolish. It's you want to censor everything and restrict freedom of speech, restrict freedom of expression, and it's all anti-American. Anyways, I thought I'd talk about this because them coming out to Kindergarten Cop, man, it was only a matter of time. And I think I actually talked about this to somebody a few weeks ago that Think Goodwin here. Eventually we will. I do videos at 9, 11, and 2 o'clock every day on my main channel, and I try to drop at least 2 videos a week on my other channels. I have a gaming channel. I have a channel that's just solely for reviews that has nothing to do with the political stuff running interference with Hollywood and movies and entertainment. Anyways, stay awesome. Rock on.